Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to One Piece, episode 1020. And Jesus fuck. It's so fucking weird that we're on episode 1020. Like, I seriously feel like it was maybe a few weeks ago that we hit episode 1000. I don't know why the time seems to be flying like this, but it's freaking me out. Is this like a symptom of growing older? Is this because I hit 30? This is because I hit 30, isn't it? I became 30 years old, and now everything's going faster, and I'm hating it. But in all seriousness, it seriously does seem like these 20 episodes have flown by. And the weirdest thing is we've had like a couple of breaks in there. We had this really long break because of the Toei hack and everything. And then we had a shorter break that was just like a week or two, I think. That was just because of something else. But it's like, even with these breaks, it just feels like it's been so quick. And I think that's just because of the pacing of the arc. I think that's just because of how Wano has been. And it's just such a long, such a intense, such a fantastic arc that it just kind of seems to really fly by in that way. As they say, time flies when you're having fun, and this, I guess, is definitely an example of that. But we're definitely starting to get into some other stuff, rather than just the worst generation taking on the Yonko. We got a little break from that and started to explore some other things, and hopefully we'll see more of that continuing on. We got to see some great stuff with Tama. She's just an absolute joy and definitely deserves all the love, all the praise for everything she's doing during this war. Like, this is like a little girl. Like, how old is Tama? Like, she's not even 10, right? And she's like, she's fucking being the MVP of this war right now. All this shit is going down, and she comes in and is just like, you see all these gifters here, all these people with the smile fruits given to them and everything. Let me just pop off a Kibidango, mind control these fuckers, and build an army. Like, do you not understand how fucking huge of a deal that is? Like, I talked about it last episode, talking about how important and big of a deal this was, but I feel like I still didn't really get it across as much as I should have. This is fucking massive. This is such a huge deal. Because think about the difference in the size of the armies between the Beast Pirates and our rebels. I guess rebels would be a good word. There is such a massive difference in the size of the army, but with Tama putting herself through this, like, we saw how tiring this fucking was for her. Putting herself through this to make these Kibidango in order to be able to mind control all of these different gifters, like, this turns the tides of things. We saw last episode how it was turning the tides of things. Just turning Sasuke's men against him, and it's fucking insane. In such the best way possible. Tama is a goddamn genius. And she deserves all of the praise for this strategy. This is completely her genius strategy that she should really get all the praise for. So, I don't know what we're going to see this episode, but I'm excited, as always. This arc, again, has been phenomenal. My favorite arc in the series by a good margin, actually. Which surprises me thinking about it because of how good just the series is and how good many of the arcs have been. But the fact that Wano has just been this fucking consistently good all the way through it's wild to me. But I'm excited. Now, you may notice we're in my room. I almost forgot to mention this because of pre-recording and everything. I've already pre-recorded a couple things in here. Yeah, we're in my bedroom, new recording location. I'm going to try to make this work. If it doesn't, we'll go back into the living room. But yeah, my brother moved out, so I basically stole his room after he did. And I have a new setup, as you can tell. We have the posters and stuff in the background, including, in this case, for Nico, Robin, and Jinbei. We have all this stuff over here, including all the One Piece figures, like Hiyori. You have Odin back there, Kiku, sexy Luffy figure. Like, seriously, this figure is so ridiculously sexy in the most unnecessary, needless way, and I'm living for it. We have Robin, of course, Carrot. It's just wanted to set this all up when getting this room, and I think it looks good, and I think it works good. I've been trying to figure out how to, like, situate things. Like, I'm leaning back as far as I can go right now, and it works. It's fitting. It's just, we're still experimenting, so if we need to move things around or readjust things, we can. But as I said, I already recorded a few things in the seat, so you'll be seeing this more as we go along, and hopefully it will become our new permanent recording location. You may also hear my fan going in the background. This room unfortunately does trap in heat due to just, I guess, the size of it and airflow and whatnot. So I do usually have my fan going on a low setting, just to be safe, especially during the summer right now where it's going to be like really warm. So just to be fair. So if you hear that going, I apologize. There's not really much I can do about it. But we're just going to get going and see what this episode of One Piece has in store for us. So, for the time being, let's just get this going. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we're back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Just, yeah. I need to get, like, the one of her in her raid outfit, but just wanted to highlight that. Because, like I said in the reaction, Robin is my favorite character. And while other characters like Kiku and Yamato have definitely gotten really fucking high up there for me, Robin is still my favorite as of current, and I don't know if that will change. It could. It very well could. But I don't know. That being said, this episode did, as I was hoping and expecting, focus on more of the other stuff going, mostly on Sanji, but a little bit on a couple of the other things too. We see that the Akazaya 9 have escaped the roof and are just kind of hiding out at the moment. King is unable to take care of them due to his battle with Marco. And so Black Maria offers to go take care of them in the meantime, after she finishes with what she's doing there. And what she's doing is torturing Sanji. Like, legitimately torturing him. And it's revealed the reason why is that she wants him to call for Robin. That because of their obvious desire to have Robin for her knowledge and everything, she wants Sanji to call for her, to lure her into this trap, and to torture him until he does, basically. And so, everyone, the other girls there and all are all thinking that, okay, he's not going to do this. He's clearly showing his resolve. He's going to just let himself die rather than give up his crewmate and everything. And even I'm thinking at that point, it's like, he's not going to give away Robin because he wants to protect her. He wants, even though he knows she's fully capable, he still wants to keep her safe. But he actually did surprise me there. Like, again, I know that Sanji understands that Robin can handle herself, and I know that he fully believes in her and in her strength and ability. But I didn't expect him to actually go along with what Black Maria was telling him to do. I just didn't expect him to play their game, basically. Even though he obviously did it in his own way, I just didn't expect it. But he did it. He called for Robin. He yelled out, making sure that Kaiman heard it. He yelled out, "Help me, Robin Schwan. I need your help." And it's like right after this, you see like the shadowed figure of Robin with like the utmost urgency storming over to where Sanji is. And it's like, you can see the determination and almost the anger in her face. Like, even though it's not showing everything at that point, it's, again, she's in shadows and all. Like, you can still see that it's like, oh yeah, she's gonna rescue the fuck out of him. And I love this for a lot of reasons. One, Sanji is relying on Robin. This is the girl, remember, and I am specifically bringing this up because it specifically showed the flashbacks to Eni's lobby. This is the girl who didn't feel like she could rely on anyone. This is the girl who felt like no one could rely on her because of who she was. She was branded a demon child. And her life was branded by the government as a danger, a threat. So she didn't feel like her life was valued. And then in Eni's lobby, her Nakama came to rescue her and showed her that she matters. And that for once, she could wish to live. So now, having someone rely on her is a massive deal for her character. Having someone show that kind of faith in her, that they're willing to call for her help, like, this is a big deal. This is huge. Specifically because of her character, specifically because of what she had gone through and just the pains that have been healed through her Nakama, through her relationships with her friends. And the fact that it's Sanji, too. Sanji, the guy who is always trying to protect and save the ladies, who's always the one trying to be the knight in shining armor. He's now the damsel in distress. And I don't say that in a funny way. I'm being serious here. He is taking on the role of the damsel in distress, and he's relying on Robin to be his knight. This is huge for him, too. This shows great development for his character. I don't think pre-timeskip Sanji would have done something like this. I think it's because of his developments, and especially because of Whole Cake Island, that he's able to do this, that he's choosing to rely on her rather than just try to protect her flat out. That he's able to call out to her knowing that she'll come to save him. This is big for both of their characters, and it's really impressive to me that Oda continues to do such great things like this. I'm genuinely impressed every time something like this happens, and it's no exception here. Just seeing how much these characters have grown from where they've come, and just seeing them choosing to, well, be a family. That's what they're being right now. They're being a family. They're choosing to completely put their lives in each other's hands. And it's a big deal. And you could see Robin, how serious and how determined Robin was to save him. She is going to go all out here. We are going to see Robin at her strongest, which is something I don't think we've ever truly seen. And I know that might sound weird to think about, but I actually believe that we have never seen Robin at her strongest. Because let's be honest, Robin is a very strong member of the crew, but she's never gone all out. She's not a fighter by nature. She's a thinker. She's an archaeologist. By nature, she isn't a fighter. She can fight very well, but it's not what she's born to do, you could say. And so I don't think we've ever truly seen her like really go all out. She's more played support, helping out in the background and kind of lending, pun intended, a hand to her allies and her friends. She doesn't usually, like, her power's more about trickery. It's more about staying in the background and not having to go all out. Her power's about deception and stealth in a way. But I think we're about to see her showcase what she can really do, and it's it's getting me really fucking excited. Because I've honestly wanted to see the full extent of Robin's powers. And I just want to see exactly how far she can take it. It's a really strong, a really, like, exceptional ability. So, to see how far it can go would be insane. And I'm just thinking, like, what would happen if Robin awakened her devil fruit? Like, could she, like, flower anything? Not just her own body parts? Like, could she make a clone of Luffy? Because if she could do something like that, that would be fucking broken as hell. Like, imagine how absolutely broken her ability would be if it awakened. Like, I genuinely think that her ability, if awakened, would be insane. Like, absolutely insane. I don't think that's going to necessarily happen here. I think there's other characters who probably would be awakening their devil fruits before her. But just imagine nonetheless. And we got a little bit of Carrot and Wanda facing off against Parasparrow here. Not a lot, just showing that, yeah, this fight is still happening. Parasparrow seems to trap them pretty easily, but Carrot manages to break out because Carrot's a fucking badass, and I love her, and she needs to join the Straw Hats. Please, Oda, please. Seriously, she has such phenomenal chemistry with the crew. She's practically a Straw Hat at this point. Let her join officially. Every time Carrot is badass, I just keep getting more and more excited for her to hopefully join the crew. I will be so upset if she doesn't. I will be so genuinely upset if she doesn't. But this was a really good episode. The Sanji and Robin stuff alone, top tier shit. Like, genuinely top tier. It's just, like I said, it impressed me to a very high degree, seeing just how much they've grown and how important that simple calling out to her for help was for both of their characters. And I think that's the best part of all of this. The best part of this entire series. Oda just continues to grow these characters, to allow them to become better versions of themselves as time goes on. And that allows these really badass standout moments to, well, stand out even more. It allows them to be that much more impactful and exciting and just cool. And so next episode, we're going to see Robin pop off, and it's going to be exceptional. It's going to be something truly special. And you know it's going to do a lot for me. So tell me in the comments below what you thought of this episode of One Piece, and thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.